Why do you think last letter from Master Fard Muhammad to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was from Mexico?
Okay. I would say that two things. Um, I have never heard that put like that.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that it's not, meaning that the last letter he sent from Mexico. Um, because the letter in question is from January of 1934,
Right.
which we know that at some point he was back in Detroit and Chicago after that. So we use this deductive reasoning scenario as
Mhm.
historians, right, and putting things together. However, nonetheless, the issue, or not the issue, the beauty of the Savior is that we do know he moved around and that he was
Southwest
going
part.
to different places, right? So in this letter from
South.
1934 in January, we can see it's
Give me a
written
second.
from the south, yeah, the southwest part of North America. Well, where is that? Is it Texas? Is it New Mexico? Is it Mexico? Or, is it just across the border? We don't know. But we do know that the Savior obviously had some relationship and roots and seeds planted in Mexico,
Mm,
because the Honorable Elijah
that's right.
Muhammad, at a certain point, which is of a greater conversation of what guided and led him to move his family there and
That's right.
establish a residence there and establish his divine mission there, which continues to this day.
That's right.
See?
Mm.
So I don't think that we can answer why, if it was in
Right.
fact the last letter, why it was from there. But we can honestly say that he
The
has had
significance.
the significance of the Savior traveling to these places, right? Because we know that he had traveled to every inhabited part of our planet.
That's right.
Then, lastly, it goes to his relationship with Mr. Henry Almanza, whose
Yes.
wife and children, Sister Mary Almanza Islam, may Allah be pleased with them both, were one of the first families to join Temple Number One, or the early Temple of Islam in those days. And being that Mr. Almanza was from Mexico, and he looked uh, fair, if you will, and we shouldn't get scared with that because the Savior looked fair.
That's right.
See, that's right.
That's
So
right.
That's right.
don't trip on that. But I want to share the screen again, and this is a picture of Mr. Henry Almanza and his wife, Sister Mary Almanza. So, side
Mm,
note, for all of you that love your bean pie,
Go ahead.
say
come
all
on.
praises due to Allah for Sister Mary Almanza Islam,
All
because
praise
she
is due to Allah for
was
Sister Almanza Islam.
that gave us the bean pie in the beginning days and as it evolved over time. So back to the Savior. The Savior asked Mr. Almanza if it was okay, if you will, for his wife and family to come to the temple, but for him to kind of stay away because he was trying to do something,
Hmm.
trying to do something. And so we see the wisdom of the Savior that his first job was with us, knowing that eventually it would expand. So Mr. Almanza never came to the temple meetings, but the Savior would visit them in his house. His children are still Muslims to this day, their children. And in the 50s,
Wow.
the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, from what I understand, would invite Mr. Almanza and say, listen, you can come to the temple now. But because he was so obedient to the master's wishes, he said he would not break that And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad actually performed the janazah for Mr. Almanza when he passed away. And so we thank Allah for Mr. Almanza allowing his family to be rooted, one of the root pillars of our community to this day.